Hello, my loyal viewers and good paisans out there. Tell me, folks, if you were going to do a decent cosplay in the next 2 or 3 months, would you pick a character from Street Fighter series, or would you pick a character from possibly Metroid? Tell me in the comments which one you think would be a better franchise if you yourself was going to be doing a cosplay. Alright guys, you have a great one. And bonus points if any of you know what Kigurumi cosplay is, or Anime Gao Kigurumi. Alright guys, you have a great one. And but before I draw this one to a conclusion, when I started the video, I showed you one of the masks I have. I have Naruto villain, or maybe anti-hero, depending on your stance on it. This was a mask run by a character called Toby in the early seasons of Naruto, and spoiler alert, later seasons he was revealed to be Obito, a member of the Uchiha clan, hence the eyeball, because he had had most of his face crushed on the other side, and the eye that was available originally was transferred to Kakashi Sensei, and Kakashi Sensei always keeps that Uchiha eye covered until he needs to use the powers of the Uchiha, the Sharingan. But only a true Uchiha blood member can use the Mangekyo Sharingan, and that is an ability that can produce something called the Amaterasu. The Amaterasu is a magic spell through the eye magic that can put a fire on somebody, a fire that is so intense and so tenacious that it will burn everything it's on, and it will even burn other fire before it's done. The Amaterasu, yeah, nothing to mess around with. Definitely more formidable than the Rasengan. But yeah, the Uchihas had quite a bit of powers, and anybody that knows that series well, you remember Danko, one of the council members of the Hidden Leaf Village. He was covered in bandages, and in later seasons we find out why. But he tried to utilize Uchiha abilities too, I'll put it that way. And it's very interesting. If you haven't seen it, I don't want to spoil that one for you. But when he reveals what's under those bandages, it's quite interesting. So anyway, guys, like I said, if you were going to cosplay in the next few months, whatever, would you pick something from the Street Fighter franchise, or would you pick something from the Metroid franchise? It could be multiple characters. It could be one of the monsters or something. Who knows? You know, I'm sure you guys would be creative with it. I'd love to hear what your comments are on it, what your picks would be in the comment section. Alright guys, it's your friend Wild Elf 26. And oh, and I just wanted to put it out there in case many of the YouTubers have not caught on yet. If you're using mobile devices to do YouTube videos, when you do the shorts in portrait mode, you will find now that you can do shorts up to 3 minutes long. Yeah, in the short videos, which is quite an upgrade. Before it was 1 minute only, and you'd have to talk like the Transformer Blur, or the guy that did the voice, the Micro Machine guy, just to get everything you had to say done in 1 minute. And if you look at some of my earlier stock videos on the sheet that says oldest, usually on the shorts, but you can also look on the regular length videos. But the shorts is where it stands out, because I only had a minute to do a big chunk of those early videos, and so I'd have to get really snappy with the speed on them. And as you know in life, you try not to hurry too much, because that's puts stress on you, puts stress on your body, stress on your mentality. And we've gotten into this modern age where we're doing multiple things at once, and that's a fault of the business people, the taskmasters. Of course they want you to multitask. Why? They get you to do 3 tasks in the middle of your shift that aren't your normal tasks, well, they can get 3 jobs out of you and pay you for 1. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah, I gotta love the corporate businesses of America, right? Yeah, and they got away with it too. They really got away with it. And now there's positions now that entail you having to have the duties way beyond what would have been, say, back in 2003. You know, and even in 2003, they were starting to push the multitasking on people. And I think that's when a lot of migraine health problems occurred to a lot of people, possibly some breathing problems and heart problems. The more mental stress by a workload demand that wasn't there previously, then suddenly it is not good for the health guys. And you always got to take care of your health first, even if that reduces your golden coffers. But yeah, I don't want to give everybody a lecture, but apparently I've spilled over into doing that now. So this is Professor Wild Elf. No. All right, guys. But yeah, tell me what kind of cosplays that you would pick from those 2 franchises, Street Fighter or Metroid series, and tell me, if you can, a brief reason why. And as far as like the last few years, have you done an interesting cosplay at one point? You know, let me know, guys. My channel, as you know, it's about retro games, 80s, 90s retro culture, and the anime and iconic things from that culture, including the inspired cosplays based on characters and franchises from that era. I'll give you an example. Deadpool, that's very popular now in 2025. But I believe Deadpool first appeared in comics back in 1991. So he's technically in the 90s. He's retro culture. All right, guys. And you know what? I think I like the Deadpool character a lot more than I like the Star-Lord character. Star-Lord character feels kind of forced, but the Deadpool character was just cool from day one. All right, guys. I have absolutely no idea how long this video is right now, because I have to talk into the camera, and there's 3 of them here in a row. And even though they're supposed to be the highest tech of this particular smart 4G, 5G, whatever it is camera, they have the worst focus, the worst color. It'll misinterpret the tint of the color. You'll think something that I'm wearing is the wrong color. It'll turn out it's just the video shutter when I shot the video that day. Something about the light flickered a certain way and the tint goes to a different color for some reason. I noticed this later on some of the uploads I did, where the video looks a certain way, but the upload reprocessing, the tint has been slightly changed in either one shade up or one shade down. That's probably happened to some of your guys' videos too, but you know, what can we do, right? We're just the lowly members of the YouTube community. And as I've said before, my channel is not monetized. So everything's out of pocket, no Patreon, no none of that. You know, what you see is pretty much what I can afford and what I can get you. Until times improve in some way or another. Eventually I might get some equipment that's half respectable, maybe a Bluetooth Wi-Fi microphone or something. I don't know if that would produce a sound delay, or I end up sounding like an old kung fu movie where I say the words and then you hear them 20 minutes later. You know. But that reminds me of that goofball movie I was watching. It was Odenkirk. The movie was called Kung Pao Enter the Fist, and notorious scene where he needed gopher chucks. That was hilarious. All right, guys. Well, like I said, the 2 franchises, Street Fighter and Metroid. Tell me which ones you would pick and why. All right, guys. It's been great, and now I will officially be signing off on the video. All right. This has been your friend, Wild Elf 26. To all my loyal viewers and my outstanding cosplaying subscribing subscribers. And if you aren't subscribed, well, just go touch that button if you feel like it. And remember, hit that bell. Some people haven't got the notifications because YouTube has, in the updates, has actually unsubscribed people, in some cases without their knowledge. So you might want to check, make sure you are subbed. If they did it, please resub. Alright guys, have a great one. And like some of the good Wild Elf videos, extreme close-up.